Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Vornum, has the FBI taken new steps since 2017 to ensure that private government contractors do not abuse access to sensitive U.S. government data stores for self-serving purposes, including political purposes?
Sir, I'm not familiar with the background of your question.
The DOJ claims in court that Rodney Jaffe, a.k.a. Tech Executive 1, exploited sensitive DNS data reflecting internet traffic to and from Trump Tower, to and from Donald Trump's personal residential apartment building, and the executive office of the president. He allegedly affiliated with Clinton campaign officials, including Michael Sussman, who had been a cyber lawyer at DOJ, and tech researchers at Georgia Tech to fabricate plausible sounding but false allegations about connections between Trump and a Russian bank before the election in 2016 and then after the election about the use of a Russian-made phone. Both of these were scams. Mr. Sussman fed them to the FBI at the highest levels while concealing his political motives. So that's the background. And the question is, has the FBI taken new steps since 2017 to see that these awesome stores of sensitive data that the U.S. has are not being exploited for political purposes by private contractors?
Sir, I mean, compliance is obviously important to us, and, you know, just taking a little bit broader view, we've obviously taken a lot of reform steps over the past couple years. Many of them have been in the public, whether it's FISA, Woods, 702. So I can't speak specifically to your question. I don't know the answer, but the Bureau has taken a lot of reform steps through that time period that all have been discussed in public forums such as this and in the media.
Well, you mentioned FISA, Woods, 702. So I think you're talking about the Woods file abuse in the FISA applications. I don't think I'm asking about that. Can you think of any reforms that have been taken specifically to see to it that this kind of private contractor abuse of these data stores can't happen?
Sir, not at this moment. I cannot.
No. What are the cybersecurity implications of a private company being able to intercept internet traffic to and from the White House?
Sir, I'm not here to talk about those matters.
You've said what you're here not to talk about. I'm a member of Congress asking you for something within your knowledge is a question you're bound to answer, sir. Do you know what the cybersecurity implications are of data being intercepted into and out of the White House?
Do I know what the cybersecurity implications are? If you're asking me if I know what the policy is that backs up when we can and cannot...
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you what the implications are, the national security implications of intercepting data in and out of the White House and a private company having access to that.
Yes, in general terms, yes.
There are exposures from that, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir.
This article from the Wall Street Journal entitled Durham Probe Reveals Government Access to Unregulated Data Streams, February 26, 2022. Have you seen that article?
No, sir, I have not.
It relates that the latest developments in the high-profile criminal probe by Special Counsel John Durham show the extent to which the world's internet traffic is being monitored by a coterie of network researchers and security experts inside and outside of government. There are concerns, obviously, about the privacy implications of private cybersecurity companies being able to tap into the web traffic and then give that data to government at any particular level without warrants or court orders. In what ways does the FBI rely on this kind of data in their investigations?
Sir, as I said earlier today, when you look at private sector broadly defined, but when you look at private sector a little bit more narrowly defined about who provides infrastructure for networks, servers, computers, et cetera, those network providers obviously see a lot of traffic. They see my personal traffic, they see your personal traffic on a very routine basis. We have subpoena processes that we go through to request that information when it's relevant to an investigation. So that is how we interact with those companies on a routine basis from an investigative perspective.
Well, my time's about to expire. What this article relates is that a lot of that information can be accessed without warrant. And that's exactly the problem I'm talking about. You've spoken 2 times to the priority given to the FBI at the highest levels to the imperative of protecting the rights of Americans, particularly First Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights. And I'm looking for some indication that those are more than empty words, more than just a platitude. I'm stunned that above all the things we've talked about today, that you can't even speak to something that an abuse that is out in public based on allegations of the Department of Justice involving the use of cyber data. Is there anything that you can offer to the American people to improve their confidence that the FBI is indeed protecting their rights beyond just platitudes?
The time has expired. The witness may answer the question.
Sir, you're very familiar with the legal process that we have to go through to obtain information from any number of companies or even from victims in certain cases. That is our baseline protocol of how we do business. I'm unfamiliar with the article, so I cannot speak to what it actually says in there.
Mr. Chairman, ask unanimous consent to submit for the record the article from the Wall Street Journal entitled "Durham Probe Reveals Government Access to Unregulated Data Streams."
Without objection,